Oh, shut up. I don't care. I want you, and that's it. You're my name, and that's enough for you to relax. We're doing nothing wrong, he said, pressed his face in his neck, again inhaling the scent. They stopped struggling and tried to convince himself on Jungkook's word, but couldn't. He just realized that they stopped struggling. He left his hand and started rubbing his hand on his body. They love him way too much to feel his touch was disgusted. He doesn't feel disgusted to touch him. It's just that they was not ready for this. And if Jungkook's successful, what he was doing without any consent, then he will never be able to forgive him. He continued to kiss Tae and touch his body everywhere. He started unbuttoning his shirt, and Tae looking at him wide eyes. Many tears were poured from his eyes. He threw his shirt on the floor and looked down at Taehyung and saw tears were falling from his eyes. Relax, Taehyung. It's not wrong. You know, we are married, so stop crying, he said softly, wiping the tears. Taehyung looked at him with pleaded eyes and tried one last time to stop him. Cook, I know, it's not wrong, and trust me, I love you way too much to even deny you. It just, I'm not ready for this, and I know you're drunk, but you're stable enough. I know our moment to be loved. Please, understand, I love you. Don't do this. His voice was cracked and his face would start crying loudly. Jungkook was about to look at him and feel uneasy in his heart. He uncovered his face and cupped his face, wiping his tear. He placed his lips on him and kissed him softly for some time before got up and lay beside him, closing his eyes. Taehyung was surprised for a minute and turned to see Jungkook sleep. He let out a groan, the breath of relief with his small gaps, and sat up. They was looking at Jungkook while slowly standing up from the bed, but his knees were felt weak. They slid down to the floor silently. They stared at the ceiling for some time, and then the eyes were felt heavy, and he closed his eyes for some sleep. I opened my eyes as sunlight hit me on the ground except my mouth, and I closed my eyes again. I started feeling the pain in my head, and I just lay down on the bed for a few minutes before opening my eyes again. I sat up for a few minutes, holding my head and thinking why I felt this pain, and I recalled that I was with my friend last night and drunk with them. I really tried to stop them but ended up drunk with them. I removed that cover from my body and stood up. As I walked toward the bathroom but held at my place, and I saw my shirt on the floor, and I tried to remember how I came here, and as soon as I remembered the last night event, which pleased with thee, my eyes were pointed. I sat on a nearby couch thinking about what I have done. Cook, don't do this. I heard the pleaded voice, and everything that happened would start clearing, flashing in my mind. I was not that drunk, so clearly I remember what I have done. I'm not drunk, but still, I lost my control. I tried to force myself on a boy. How can I do this? I cursed under my breath. I couldn't believe I did this. I mean, I was not that type of person. So how can I end up forcing the boy make me do strange thing? First, I felt something inside me when I kissed him, and now I try to force him. I sigh and shake my head, but a small smile will appear on my lips as I remembered that him in my room, in my bed, beside me. Jungkook, stop it, this nonsense thought, and think about the way to apologize to him. I told myself and signed before I went to the washroom. I woke up with an alarm sign. I found a little headache due to the less sleep, but I ignored it because I wanted to go to college. So I got out of the bed and took my clothes before I went to the washroom. After I came out of the bathroom, dressed, I went in front of the mirror. When I saw my dry hair, my eyes were landed on the neck of my neck. A little gap so except my mouth. I hid the mask and signed and came out of my room after getting ready for the college and went toward the dining table. There was no one, so I just sat in the chair. I know Mama was in the kitchen preparing breakfast. Usually I went to help her, but today I don't feel like that. I sat there again and my mind was last night what Cook was going to do. What if he didn't stop? Will I able to force him or forgive him? I really love him. I didn't want anything to spoil that relationship. Many things were coming in my mind. I don't know. When I lost my dad and dad, I didn't feel that presence behind me until I hear a voice. Good morning. I nearly got my heart attack when I heard someone whispered. Cook whispered. I didn't turn my face. I froze in my place. My heart started beating faster. Fear and blush would come both at the same time. My cheeks were heated up. I seemed to remember how Kik would kiss me and touch me. I looked down and didn't make any eye contact with him. Angry? He asked, and again, in some tone but a little louder. When I didn't respond, he signed and sat beside me, and I didn't dare to look up at him. Taehyung, he was about to say something, but I cut him off. I should help Mama. I stamped and stood up to go. Okay, after breakfast, we need to talk. I heard Cook and said, after that, I'm going to college. I said in a low, streaming voice and turned to go, but he held my wrist and pulled me on his lap. My eyes were pointed, and I just looked at him. What are you doing? Leave me. Everyone is coming. I yelled whisper while willing, but he held my hand tightly. I don't care. First, promise me that you're not going anywhere without listening to what I want to say. Cook, please leave me. If someone sees it, then it will be embarrassing. Please let me go. I begged, but he shook his head as no. Cook, leave me. I tried to unwrap his hand, but he held me more tightly until you promise me that you will come to my room after breakfast, he said, not caring about my panic state. Cook, I can't. Fine, he said stubbornly and pushed me, closing my eyes when I hear footsteps were coming closer. Okay, I promise now. Now leave me, please, I said hurriedly, and he smiled. As his arms were unwrapped me and I jumped on my foot,